Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. How are you? Tom Nowetner, the conversationalist. Also, Josh, the Wizard of Oz. At your pleasure or displeasure. Like, subscribe, comment, share. You know, ring the bell if it makes you happy. I don't know. We're live and we're on Monday night, a couple of days before Thanksgiving. I hope everybody's got their stock in because the shelves look pretty bare around here. Well, let's get the commercials out of the way. Let's deal with St. Jude. Dun, 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 dun. St. Jude Hospital, protector of children, crusher of children cancers and other diseases. Fantastic organization, started back in 1951, I believe, with Danny Thomas, then run by Marlo Thomas, now run by the children. It's a fabulous organization. The money you send in is the money goes out. Everything else is paid by endowments or anything else, the, their income, but your money goes to children's health. Aortic Hope. Dun, dun, dun. Got to hit Karen up. Say hello. Happy Thanksgiving. Make sure that you like and subscribe to Aortic Hope. I believe that a lot of people are walking around with aortic problems and they don't know it, which is even scarier than when you do know it. And take it from a guy who didn't listen to his body when the check engine light came on. And 10 years later, I paid for it dearly. So go over to Aortic Hope, say hello to Karen, and give them a like. Also some jingle. The way to the heart, PAD, peripheral artery disease. Karen is an amazing woman. She can bring together the most fascinating people and make it all work. And it's interesting and they do good work. And it's an organization that even if you don't have peripheral arteries or diabetes or any of the maladies, just the information you get from them is fantastic. So go ahead and give them a look. And of course, I'll leave this one up to Josh. Rock this house.
Rock from the Heart. Their first show in 2025 is 87 Days Out. They do a 2-day, they do an educational day, and then they rock out on the following day. They were founded by Amy and Pete Johnson. Pete suffered from, I think, a bicuspid valve, and so their focus is the aortic valve and how to bring awareness to it. The big thing is during the recovery phase of aortic disease, some people are curious to know, what can they do after the fact. And for Pete was like, how long until I can play the drums, Mr. Surgeon, Doctor, Mr. Surgeon? And so, bam, that's how they got there.
Well, nothing better than going and listening to some good music, fundraise, get together with people that are within your community, whatever community that is. Mine just happens to be aortic disease. So now that we got the commercials out of the way, let's deal with today's topic. And today's topic is surviving Thanksgiving. Have you given it any thought? It's only, 3 days away. What are you doing? Are you running away from home and going to Florida and hiding for Thanksgiving? What about, are you inviting people over? Or did you get invited to someone's home in the neighborhood? Wouldn't that be nice? Or do you have an invasion? I mean, an invasion of people. Oh, yeah, just like family Christmas. But I hate Christmas. But I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is my holiday. You eat too much, you drink too much, you watch too much football, and I can smell my credit cards burning from use. That plastic smell, yeah, that's what you smell on Good Friday or whatever it is. Spend your money Friday, Black Friday. Should be called just leave your credit card here. Well, while the girls are out shopping, we'll play our game of football. I don't play anymore. I usually just use a Nerf gun on people. That's always fun. Going up for a pass and get a Nerf slug in the top of your head. But then I do what I can, right? And let's see, what else? So we're at Dunkin' Donuts on our Monday foray into the world of scary Mondays. And you know how Monday can be scary. All of you people that live in and work in retail and offices, you know Monday is the strange day of the week. I don't care about hump day or Friday. Monday, you see things coming out on Monday that I swear to God haven't seen the light of day since Friday. These people look like they were rode hard and put up wet. That's the only way to describe them. And of course, you had the pajama gang. They were in Dunkin' Donuts early and never seems to end today. All the soccer moms going to drop their chitlins off and come and get coffee or on the way there or on the way back. Yeah, it's always a sight to be seen. Some tall blonde with her hair piled on top of her head with a big heavy coat, probably belongs to her husband, pair of fluffy slippers and a flannel pair of pajama bottoms on. Yeah, and then they're shivering, they're cold. Yeah, okay. Anyway, that's another story, right? How people dress always amaze me. I could see me heading for the door in an outfit that looked like that. And yeah, I'd probably make it a halfway through through the garage before somebody hit me in the back of the head with a cast iron pan. Do you know we used to go to ball games with suit jackets on and ties, starch shirts? Not anymore. Go in pajamas. That's another story. So let's talk about Thanksgiving. So we have all these people, and Thanksgiving, I said, is my holiday. I love Thanksgiving. Nothing but food and fun and laughing and enjoying each other's company, and then packing them up and sending them home. No problem with gifts or decorations other than the food. I mean, it's a great holiday. Let's figure it out. Thanksgiving is the holiday to celebrate. You can do anything you want for 3 days. It's totally open. The grandchildren, they get to run around. They go all over the property, up into the barns. They got their games, and they pile in one of their RVs, and have a big camp out. It's to accommodate people and enjoy the holiday. But what about you? Are you doing something like this, or you're going to spend it alone?
Me, I am going to be having Thanksgiving dinner with my buddy's family, and then we've been invited to after Thanksgiving festivities at another buddy's house, who
Excellent,
owns the back part of a mountain.
excellent.
So I'm assuming we're going to be doing some drinking and firearms practice.
Sounds like a holiday to me. I picked up a whole bunch of ammunition, so we'll be blowing up a lot of these plates. Oh, this is a good hint for you. In the summertime, if I ever see people with stacks of plates, at these uh, garage sales, home sales, estate sales, whatever, I pick them up. They're usually like for a dime or a quarter or something. And then we line them up, and that's what we use for targets. Really cool to see a plate break. It's better than just seeing a metal thing flip around. But that's another story. And so if you don't have any place to go, figure this one out. You shouldn't be alone on Thanksgiving unless it's your purpose in life, like a lot of people are. But if you want to get together, there's a lot of places. If you're a vet, there's plenty of places to eat. Uh, I'm cooking for 2 different churches this year. So I know there's 2 full meals on Thanksgiving and the holiday. One of the biggest things that you got to really do is understand that there is a place for everybody. And if it's just sitting at a local tavern, not at the bar, but at a table and enjoying, people's company and watching a game, then do that. Get involved. It is important that you understand just how easy it is to get together with people. And it doesn't necessarily have to be people you know or people you even like. It could be just people that, you know, you have that mutual interest in. You don't want to be alone, but you definitely don't want to be into a crowded packed situation where people have expectations of you. Uh, Thanksgiving is, it's not a party and it's not a present day. It's just a day to be with people and get fat. Take it from a fat guy. Nothing better than a donut or a pumpkin pie to start your day with. Cup of coffee. Yeah, that's the way to start the morning. And then, now that I'm old and slow moving, everybody's going to go around and, do the cooking this year. I'm only there for supervision, which means I'll sit in my recliner and laugh at them while they're doing things. Um, Actually, they all turned out to be pretty good cooks. And we have all this food from different countries like Korea and from Spain. And so, we have the turkey, and the lasagna and the ham and pork and God knows what else. But then we have Korean dishes, which, I requested kimchi. I hope I get it. But that's another story. Kimchi in the form of a turkey. Yeah, there we go. Let's go on. Thanksgiving. It's a time to celebrate. It's not a time to give a present or to do any of the nonsense we do around Christmas or Easter. Isn't it wonderful how we go out and throw plastic eggs around the yard and let the kids go find them? And then we start stealing them back because they got too much candy. Just like Halloween, right? Got to separate the candy, check it for razor blades, and 2/3 of it disappears. Yeah, we do things like that as adults. So let's do things for ourselves on Thanksgiving. Let's enjoy it. Let's find some way to enjoy it, whether it's watching a football game or being service to somebody, doing an act of kindness. What about just being yourself, being real to yourself and spending the day doing exactly what you want to do? And if that's cleaning out a gun or uh, mopping the floor or washing the car or going and watch a movie, do it. Make yourself happy on Thanksgiving. So many people are going through depressions, and I can't believe that we have all this opportunity ahead of us and we're not taking advantage of it. And what do I mean by opportunities? Well, we've got a big change coming. This is going to be the last Thanksgiving under the Democratic rule, which is what, 12 years old now, 16 years old. We have this big change coming. This Thanksgiving marks the opportunity of a lifetime. If this is done right, if we do have all these really smart, I didn't say politicians, but smart people coming into all these organizations, and we have a new group that are going to do audits, and we have another group that's going to do the efficiency of each department and get rid of the ones that aren't efficient. I saw a posting today where the FBI was complaining about the new director not having any idea and that they were going to quit and this, that, and the. Hey guys, turn off the lights, leave your badge and gun at the door. As you leave, close the border and go home. I guarantee you the FBI will run with 20% of its present cadre. It will not lose a step if you take 80% of these guys and make them mall cops. That's how I feel about the FBI. It's bloated. They are liars. And you understand, it's just the way I see the world. Maybe it's not right. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's right. I don't know. However, you need to understand that we can do better. And when I say that, I mean it's Thanksgiving. Just put it in your heart. Do better. Don't be a schmuck on Thursday. Enjoy people. Listen to them. Have a different open frame of mind. Enjoy the day for whatever it is. Let's hope it doesn't get too snowy. I hate when the parade gets put on Sunday. It's not the same. I like to see the parade on Thursday. So everybody up there who's in charge of the New York City Macy Day Parade, get your act together. You're going to need some pretty big umbrellas. So one of the nice things is if a snowstorm comes in, it means the kids can take the snowmobiles and four-wheelers out and enjoy themselves. It's always fun to watch the kids on those. A lot of food banks are serving up food. Last minute deliveries need to be made. I did some deliveries today for the food bank, the local food bank, and it was a lot of fun. Getting to see people who couldn't get out of their house for one reason or another, or people that needed help. Just drive around. Each house got, I think it was 3 boxes or 2 boxes in a bag, whatever it was, and we just delivered it. Just it was the right thing to do. And that's how you celebrate Thanksgiving. You don't celebrate Thanksgiving as, the day that the indigenous Americans fed us and kept us going and we didn't starve to death. That's the true story. If it wasn't for the Indians, the Pilgrims would have been lost like the Jamestown colony. So people have places and reasons for each and every one of you. I don't know what that reason is. I can't figure it out for myself, so you might as well figure it out for yourself. But I understand more now than I did, especially with this being on the podcast and listening to everyone's rantings and ravings and enjoying, the feedback. A lot of people take Thanksgiving for granted. Do you understand just how important it was? How many things had to come together just right for us to have Thanksgiving? We were talking about it at Dunkin' Donuts. Now, Jamestown was a settlement that just totally disappeared. There were settlements in Florida, Spanish settlements, that just disappeared. The Pilgrims, what was unique about them? They came ashore and they met a nice group of Indians. Is that how they won the lottery? And because they didn't know their butt from a hole in the ground, the Indians taught them, you know, how to plant, and how to grow, and how to succeed in this environment, and we gave them smallpox. Yeah, that's another story. We just decided that, if you can't beat them, kill them with smallpox. Oh God, isn't that terrible? But that's another story. That's American history. The Indians, the early days, before the colonies, when the white man roamed the woods and died very quickly, unless the Indians came along and saved them. So I guess we don't give enough credit to the Indians, or the indigenous, as I should say, because Indians live in India and the indigenous nationals lived in America. I know that because I'm Italian and I've been educated on Christopher Columbus. How is that important to anything today? Well, today, the reason that Thanksgiving is so important and why we should give thanks is because we have a big change coming. This is the one Thanksgiving that I can remember in the last, I don't know, 10 years where there is something on the horizon, something that can be very important, something that can change America back to where you're proud of Americans and are proud of American society and our holidays and doing our thing and being that leader in the world, because we're not that leader in the world. In fact, if you go on anything, YouTube, X, Twitter, you know, Reddit, just the protests. I mean, I was watching protests today about uh, kill Americans in the Gaza Strip, and there's all these women protesting, throwing rocks and their fists in the air, screaming, death to America. And I'm thinking to myself, are we still living in this world? Is this still how we act? Is the only way we have to celebrate is how many people we kill? No, that's not the way it should be. And it shouldn't be that way anymore. Thanksgiving should be that. We should give thanks for all the things we have, not the things we don't have. Let me say that again. We should be thankful for what we have, not for the things that we don't have. Because the things we don't have are still important. Maybe not to us, maybe not to the American society as a whole, but to someone, somewhere, it's important to them. A simple hello, acknowledgement that they're alive, that they're part of society. You know, I'm thinking of all the people in my life who have come and gone who never fit in. They were the square peg in a round hole. But now we have so many holes and so many things and so many places to fit in. There is no place in society that you can't find a niche. I'm serious. It is to the point where people are generating hatred for the sake of hatred because that's what they trade on. And Thanksgiving is just the opposite. You trade on goodwill. You understand that Thanksgiving comes once a year. It's a totally American holiday. It is our time to not only wave the flag, but to enjoy our company of our friends, family, and maybe somebody you just met. Okay. I see that we're like 23 minutes or so into this. So I want to do a commercial. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Tom the Wetner, the conversationalist. We don't argue here. We just have two different points of view and we try to make them stick. It's always fun to be discussing things. We got a lot of things coming up in the future, a lot of changes. I know we've only been on a short time, but we've got some good ideas and we're going to process them after the first of the year. I hope that everybody's going to stick and stay and see the changes that are coming through after the first of the year. I think we have some good ideas. I think you have given us great ideas how you want to see the format of the show, how you want the discussions to go, what's important to you. That's the most important thing. Tell me what's important to you so I can incorporate it into our telecast. Also, Aortic Hope, St. Jude, PAD, the way to the heart, and rock on. All right, let's go on. So let's get back to some of the funnier things. We have two people who have not started defrosting their turkeys yet. They think they're going to put it in a bowl of water overnight and it's going to defrost. I try to tell them that's not the way to do it. Put it, in a pan in the refrigerator, defrost it over 2 or 3 days, and then brine it for 24 hours, and then cook it. But as Marty would say, My mother has been doing it this way since Christ was a child, and it always works out. Well, take it from me. When this guy's done cooking a turkey, it looks like roadkill. I mean, this thing is dry and tough, but when you get used to something, guess that's the way to go. Also, I know everybody's big into yams this time of the year. Keep them down your end of the table. Unless they're covered with brown sugar and cinnamon and marshmallows, I don't want to see it. Green bean casserole, I have to have real fried green beans. And I don't want no Campbell's soup. I want mushrooms and heavy cream. Uh, I like cooking the turkey, cutting it in half. That makes it easy and fast. Cut that bad boy in half, flatten it out, season it up, put tinfoil on it, put it in the oven, pull the tinfoil off for the last half an hour so it browns up. Oh, yeah, baby, juicy, good. Doesn't dry out. Perfect way to cook it. You cook it in a whole thing. And my wife, God, you know, what can I say? Better keep my mouth shut. Anyway, she roasts the turkey upside down. Yeah, take it from me, upside down. So when you flip it over, it looks like somebody dropped it. So the presentation is a little lacking. But then again, she's on a week to week contract, so just got to get it through another week. Right? Right. Cookies. Have a main supply of cookies, whether you cook them, bake them, buy them. I don't care. Go to your favorite bakery, get some cookies. Plate of cookies will hold anybody over for the next 10, 15 minutes until you make them a plate of them. And don't give me this stuff about cookies ruining your meal because you're going to be grazing all day anyway. So that's not valid on Thanksgiving. Also, video games. That's important. Figured that out about 10 years ago. Video games make everything easier. Keeps the kids occupied and the adults, which is weird because, the kids will get bored and go out and play in the grounds, and then the adults will sneak down to the game room and start playing games. So it's, age inappropriate all the way around. Me, I'm still going to get my nap. Me and the dog will lock ourselves upstairs and I'll get my nap, come hook or by crook. Oh, I have a door on it, so I can lock them out. It's so nice to have a door. It's been so long since I had a door up here. See, it doesn't take much to make me happy. The last thing I want to say about Thanksgiving is I have aortic disease. I got to take my medicine. I got to make sure my anxiety level doesn't get too high and all this other stuff, and got to keep track of my blood pressure because this, that, and the other thing. It's just getting old. You believe me, you're going to get old. You're going to realize what I'm saying. Things just stop working or breaking down or acting weird. But that's another story. Let's talk about the one big monster in the room after Thanksgiving. Because now that I prepared you for Thanksgiving, you got to be prepared for what's coming after Thanksgiving. So all the cabinet posts and all the heads of the departments should be pretty well known after Thanksgiving. Usually that week after Thanksgiving is kind of chaotic, especially during an election year. You're going to find that a lot of people are going to, just basically looking to round out everything. And what I mean by round out, I mean to, figure out where are we going, because you only have about 6 weeks until inauguration, until President elect Trump becomes President Trump. I know that's a scary thought to a lot of people, but to me, it makes me very happy. One, because this time I think he's got everybody's number. So he's not going to fall for the political okey doke like he did for the first term. Secondly, I think, now I could be wrong, and I've been wrong before, as my wife likes to point out, and now my grandchildren. Jesus, tough being wrong in this house. But that's another story. I guess in this coming week, we should pretty much know where, who, and when we're going to get there. And what I'm talking about is wrestling control away from all these bureaucratic agencies from the Democrats. Because they've had a lot of years to build up this bureaucracy. And I'm not talking about the secretary of, or the commissioner of, or the general of. I'm talking about the people who push the buttons, the people who actually work within these agencies. Now, they're going to have a great Thanksgiving, I guarantee you. A lot of them are probably going away for Thanksgiving because they see the handwriting on the wall. You know, I can't believe what I'm hearing because it's what I wanted to hear and I never thought I'd hear it. But closing down whole agencies like the Department of Educational Services or whatever the hell it is. Talk about FEMA. Let's get rid of FEMA. Holy moly. Let's just get rid of everybody in FEMA and take all that money and give it out to people who need it. FBI reduced by 80%. Oh, I love that. For sale sign on the CIA building. Oh, that would make me very happy. So, in this coming week, after our festivities, we're going to have to keep an eye on the ball because they're going to do a lot of things that distract us from watching the goings on. And one of the things that we should watch real close is how many executive orders that the General Biden puts out there. Because I'm sure Hillary and Barack are banging Biden to clean up as many ends as they can, like insider trading, giving everybody immunity. Because we know these politicians have been making money hand over fist. And come President Trump's next term, I imagine a lot of these people are going to be called out on the carpet for, a couple of $100,000 a year, and you're living in an $8 million house. And, just the numbers don't work, So I'm glad to see that being called out. That's, if you want to find things that you can be happy with or support or, just be totally involved in it, is this change. But I mean, it makes Thanksgiving just that so you're happier for me. I don't know about you, but I see this wind of change and everything coming together, and we've got 2 more months to survive. And to be honest with you, I don't know what the Democratic Party's going to do or where they're going to push Biden, but I would keep my eye on him. And there was one about a week ago that said that Biden was going to resign and Kamala Harris was going to be the president for the last 8 weeks of the term. I guess it's a possibility. I looked it up. It fits the criteria. But, how do we deal with that in American history? We've never had any situation like this. That would change the whole orientation of, she would actually become the president for 8 weeks. So the numbers have to change because once she becomes president, she gets the number, right? And then you got Trump, he's got to be bumped a number. How's that going to work? And God forbid, can you imagine the damage that she could do in 8 weeks? Not even if they have anybody cooperating with it, just executive orders. So be thankful Thanksgiving, the week after Thanksgiving, that maybe people of good conscience, people who really love America, people who would understand that America is built on a framework written down and totally worked over for the last 200 years, 250 years, to the point where it's finally honed document. And we have to believe in it and we have to trust in it. That even though sometimes it's a little old and it's a little bit convoluted, it's still the best document for running the government that's ever been produced. So if we can stand with that, like we stand with Thanksgiving dinner and football games, if we can stand together as Americans, not only on Thanksgiving, but through this transition for the next 8 weeks or so, guess what? We're home and we're home clean. We'll have a lot of moving and shaking, and a lot of complaining and whining and court cases. And people will say, you can't fire me because I got a no release contract or whatever they're talking about with the federal employees. I love Elon Musk's idea. Just give him a week's salary, a year's salary. Tell him to go take a vacation. You know, they're gonna get paid that much money anyway. They're going to waste more than that in the course of events. So why not just pay them off and get rid of them? I mean, the guy is he's very practical, and as a business person, I understand that practicality. He's just trying to stop the bleeding. Like Trump keeps saying, stop the wars. I want to stop the killing. I don't care who wins. I just want the killing to stop. Elon saying, I just want the waste to stop. And I don't care how we have to do it. If, even if it's a short-term debt, let's just get rid of this major bureaucracy of people that we don't even know if they report to work because there's no accounting system. They're auto paid every 2 weeks or whatever it is they get their check. Now, some employees have to sign in, sign out, but the majority of them, it's a very sloppy system. So on this Thanksgiving, let's be grateful that for that change. That maybe our tax dollars will go for what we wanted. You know, maybe wouldn't this be nice? Wouldn't it be nice not to have to hear that the Department of Defense has failed their eighth audit? You understand that the Department of Defense has failed its last 7 audits. They couldn't account for a significant amount of money. Would it not be, not next Thanksgiving, but the following? Give them 2 Thanksgiving, and and Department of Defense will be on a credit card system or some kind of debit system where they can't spend money unless it's, you put it in the purchase order and it gets approved and then you buy the shit. Now you're telling me, well, you can't fight a war like that. All right. You just figured it out. The Department of Defense, the Pentagon building, we need to make it harder to go to war, not easier. We don't need 12 people in a back room and with a general saying, for shits and giggles, let's go invade so and so. Or let's get into this country and stir up some problems and have that conflict going within a month. See what I mean? CIA. This is my pet peeve. If you listen to my videos, they're liars that lied to all our friends across the world. Now they're lying to the American people. We don't need an agency like that. Do we need an agency that can look into the black hearts of people? Yeah, I guess we could find somebody like that. But it doesn't have to be a whole bureaucracy of an agency. And the last peeve about that is they don't have to report anything. all their they have an advisory subcommittee, whatever it is, overseeing the CIA, and they don't publish who the names are. But as far as I'm concerned, they're like the Pfizer court. Pfizer court rubber stamps anything that the attorney general wants. They don't even follow their own rules anymore in Pfizer court. The government gets whatever they want, and so does the Pentagon. Is there anybody saying no? We don't need one more $13 billion jet. I mean, I thought the F-35 was the last jet. Now I know. Now I was watching that there's two more under development. Seriously, with what going on in the world, we need another jet? No, they're knocking out $1 million or $6 million tanks with a $49 drone and you know a 10-pound bomb. They fly over and they drop it right in the hatch, or they drop it on the back of set the engine compartment on fire, or they drop it in a trench, and you see all the soldiers scrambling out of the tent. I mean, the days of standing off and just sending missiles back and forth is not over, but it's quickly getting over. Now, close warfare is going to be drones, big ones, medium-sized ones, and tiny ones. There's already a drone that can land on a person and then blow up. It has enough explosives that it will take the person out. How do you like that? You be there sitting watching TV and you're swatting at a fly, and all of a sudden this drone lands on the back of your head or on your neck, and boom, you're gone. Happy Thanksgiving. I think you get the point. I think you understand that Thanksgiving is a time to celebrate. But then that week after Thanksgiving, we got to get back to work. We got to make sure that Trump does what's he saying. Just like he's told everybody else that it's a new Trump. He's informed and has a direction and a plan. God bless him. I'm glad he does. But he also has a history. And once you experience somebody with a history, you should never forget the history. He may not repeat it. She may not repeat it. But if you understand person's actions, it's better than what they say. Their actions speak louder than what they say. So always look for the action. And if the action isn't coming, if you voted for somebody with a specific action involved, make sure you get it done. Hold their feet to the fire. Remember, vote, vote, vote. If you don't vote, you don't have a dog in the fight. Well, voting's over, guys. Now we got all these dogs. Some of them are going to make the grade and some aren't. And it's up to us to tell them, sorry, we voted for you because of this. And you haven't done squat. So goodbye. Next person come through the door. Be thankful that we have that system. Thanksgiving, right? Let's be thankful. We have a way to, we have term limits. Even though they'll never vote for term limits, we, the people, have term limits. You just don't vote them in office again. That's important that you remember that. It's also important that you remember do better, be better. Now I say 01012025, be better, do better. Because we have all these changes going on with Elon and Xiaomi and, who knows? If we get enough of these celebrities to move out, maybe the cost of housing will go down in California. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be wonderful? So, Thanksgiving. I see we're 45 minutes into the show. Thanksgiving is the thing to be happy about, the time to celebrate with friends and family. And if you just want to be by yourself and watch football games without being interrupted and eat chicken wings, hey, go for it, brother. You be you. You do you. Enjoy yourself, no matter what it is. It's just walking around the mall. That's how you enjoy yourself, or watching a movie, or whatever it is. Give thanks to the fact that not only do you live in the greatest country in the world, but also that we are in the midst of change. That the future really can be better. I don't say it's going to be the best. I didn't say that it's going to be easy. I just said it's going to be better. If just half the things that President Trump and Elon and Shawami and the rest of the gang have put together comes to fruition, good word, I like that word. We're gonna make out like fat cats. How cool would that be? That you and I next Thanksgiving will actually be going. You remember the IRS? How did we ever let it get so big and so complicated and so crazy? And how did this guy Shawami come in and you know do away with the whole thing? And what's left of it, databases and things, are out in Bogalusa, Pennsylvania now, instead of multi-billion-dollar property in Washington D.C. We've not only cut back on the people, but the budget and where we store the documents. Because let's face it, anything you store within Washington D.C. is going to be 10 times the price anywhere else. Also living. So be thankful. That's all I'm asking. Be thankful for what you have. What you sometimes be thankful for what you don't have. Sometimes you want things, and then when you get them, you're going, what was I thinking? But that's another story. Usually has to do with my wife and at least two arguments. But that's another story, right? All right, Josh, flick your face back onto this magic screen of yours, and let me have a short conversation with you. So, you're out wandering in the wilderness for a week simply because you don't want to babysit dogs and cats.
I don't have the time.
So, so uh, tell us, is Thanksgiving a very busy day for you?
Well, I mean, for as far back as I can remember, it's always been, family, friends, and then friends, family obligations, and then go out with your chosen family. And usually we get together the Wednesday night before and get pretty tore up, usually.
Yeah, we used to do that, but everybody's too old now. We can't get torn up on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday
Yeah,
because the
see,
poker
that's the
game
thing.
on Friday night gets real sloppy
Mm,
if you're torn up for 3 days. It gets sloppy even torn up for one day because we're old, but it's always still fun.
yeah.
You know?
And
And
it's also like for a lot of my family, like they can't wait for Thanksgiving to be over because of what you were talking about at the beginning of the show when you were like, and then they start burning up their credit cards because they can't wait for Black Friday. They can't wait for Cyber Monday. They're like, I remember maybe 5 years ago that the conversation around the dinner table started revolving around to, when who's going to go to what store at what time so they can divide and conquer.
well, I remember when we went through that here at the house, and I put a stop to it. I said, "Look, tomorrow morning, girls, guys, chitlins, whoever is going shopping, there is going to be 4 vehicles out there, all driven by a responsible adult, and they'll take you wherever you want to go. You want to go to Syracuse? It's an hour away, but they'll take you. And those people will wait around while you do your shopping and or go watch a movie because you know that's a tradition. Also, if there's a good movie, the girls all like to go out there and watch a movie without the guys because normally I fall asleep like 10 minutes in. Then my wife has to keep kicking me because I'm snoring and everybody's getting pissed off around me. So I don't go to the movies anymore. That's why I like Netflix and those things. I can rewind them.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been sleeping for 20 minutes. Let me rewind. So, see, there's good things.
Hmm.
2024, Thanksgiving. Can you imagine if it's this good this Thanksgiving, how good it's going to be in 2025? Think about it. All these agencies been trimmed back. A lot of them have been closed out, so the tax requests are going down. Uh, we start shaking off, tell the UN you got 90 days to move out. I hope Sri Lanka is a nice place, but you're probably going to wind up in Mozambique because it's cheaper.
Mm.
But anyway, you got 120 days to move out. Bye, because that's some prime real estate you're on. Anyway, that's something I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to this border thing. I hate every time somebody opens their mouth, it's about this, about illegal aliens, and that about border people. I am, I am so thankful this year that I am going to institute a no bullshit conversation rule. I don't want to hear about border crossings or illegal aliens or whatever monsters are loose in the country. No, no, no. I want to hear about what we're going to do about it. You know, I want to hear. I want to hear solutions. I, I know the problems. Stop bringing the problems up to me. It's important that you bring up the solution. If you want to bring up a problem, I have no problem with that because I'm used to listening to people who have no common sense. But at least after you bring up the problem, bring up the solution. At least something that would be workable. See, that's how you engage. And that's something we don't do anymore. We can recite the problems over and over again in the infinite detail. We know exactly how many hostages, 101, have not been returned, and two of them just got injured. And we can tell you everything about Gaza, but you don't know shit about your neighbor down the street, across the road, in the next village. But you can tell me everything that's going on in Gaza. How is that possible? How in the heck are we more knowledgeable about things three-quarters of the way around the world than we are in our own hometown? That's got to change. And I think a lot of that has to do with I don't think CNN can stand. I'm surprised that Fox is still standing. It's kind of it's like the other end of CNN. If one has to go, the other has to go. They're two divisive type institutions. And we don't need divisive anymore. What we need is cooperation. What we need is the importance of the original Thanksgiving, that coming together and sharing for the greater good. And we have to stop being petty and start being encompassing. And whatever that means to you, whether it means race, you know, if it means ethnic pride, if it means uh, disability, whatever it means in this world, find the pride in it and find a solution to whatever the problem is involved. It's a very old way of looking at things. It's called solution orientation management. I mean, you got taught that in business school. You don't hear it anymore. Thomas Sowell said, you don't hear any of these old statements that we were taught in the 50s. Well, he's even older than me. He's 94. Can you imagine? He's 20 years older than me. Fantastic guy. Thomas Sowell, if you get the chance, look him up. Amazing person. He said, there is no reason for anybody to deal with race in 2024, 2025, because we've been down that road now since the 60s. and we have not evolved. Why haven't we evolved? Because there's money in it. Because as long as they keep us agitated, they sell Black Lives t shirts and hats, White Lives Matter t shirts and hats. They have the daily news. There's some black officer shooting a white guy, or a white officer shooting a black guy, or a squirrel killing off a raccoon's nest. All these racial type things. Get that? Raccoons kill. No. So that was actually a good joke. I got a lot of laughs on that joke, but not from you guys. That's all right. I'll go on. So anyway, we've got about 5 minutes left to this hour, and you know how much I enjoy you guys. I just two comments that I can see from my email, both from pretty nasty people who I am going to absolutely destroy at poker on Tuesday. We will not read their comments. They're inappropriate. But I'll say to both of them, on your best day, you couldn't do that. Take it from there. All right, guys, like, subscribe, share, comment. Go take care of Aortic Hope at St. Jude and PAD, the way of the heart, and rock it on. Give a little bit of yourself. Act of kindness every day makes you feel great and help somebody else out. You don't know how easy it is just to hold the door or help somebody load their groceries or take a cart back for somebody. Especially at Aldi's, you get a quarter, Quarter is a quarter, guys. They add up real quick. Unless you have grandchildren, nothing's safe. Somebody has been dipping in the cuss jar.
What? Blasphemy.
I didn't have any money the other day, so I racked up about $11. So I only had a $20 bill, and I threw it in there, and there is no $20 bill in the cuss jar. So somebody snatched up the $20. So we're going to go to the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I know who did it, but we will not accuse anybody until we have definitive evidence. All right, guys. God bless you. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Please be safe. Take a minute. Do the second thing. Even though you want to jump out of the car and choke the hell out of somebody that put their brakes on before the turn signal, everybody's going to lose their patience, and all you have to do is be the one calming influence, even though your hands are around your wife's throat and you're kicking out the windshield to get to this person who just cut you off. Figure it out. Do the second thing. Let's go to their throat. Don't kick the windshield out, and make the kids afraid of you. Benadryl. You'll get there happy. I know you're not supposed to do that, but being honest and truthful, I never went anywhere with my kids where I didn't Benadryl. Are you kidding me? 15-passenger van full of scurrying children? No, 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 no. Everybody gets a pillow, a blanket, and a Benadryl. So, God bless you. I got 1 minute left. Josh has given me the finger. So, happy Thanksgiving. Come back next. Now, we're not on. Are we on Wednesday, Josh?
I muted myself. Let
I
me
know
take a
Tuesday we're
look.
recording. Tuesday we're
Yeah,
recording.
Tuesday we have a recording. We have a spot in the books for
Okay, so
3
I'm going to be
o'clock on
here
Wednesday.
Wednesday. What about Friday?
You had me take Friday off.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Wednesday, be here. Enjoy yourself with us. On Friday, we're going to take a day off for the holiday. I forgot that I actually listed that. So what that means is I got to find something to do on Friday. So I'm going to go fishing. At least that's what we call it now, because we got the shed up on the pond and the bars installed. and there's a hole for a potty, and there's 2 bunks and the heater. Yeah, I'm gonna go fishing, if that's what you want to call it. Oh, I'm so happy. And then we'll be back on Sunday. And of course, on Sunday, we talk about anything we want. And I'll probably talk about the craziness of Thanksgiving for a little bit. But on Sunday, I want to get you guys ready for the week to come, because we got to be movers and shakers. We got to keep our foot right on the pedal and make sure that nothing gets backlashed. And remember, every celebrity that you spot in an airport going away from the United States, please thank them and ask them to close the door at the border when they leave. This is important. They can do one last act of good on their way out. And that includes you, Mr. De Niro. As much as I like you as an actor, as a person, you stink. All right, everybody. Commentary done. I'm out.